Broadcasting to you live from the Orion Spiral Arm of the Milky Way Galaxy, the solar system, planet Earth, North America, the United States of America, somewhere outside of the State of the Union Masterclass speech. My name is Brian Engelman. Today is Wednesday, February 25th, 2026. And this right here is, whoops, chat was supposed to be off the screen because I'm going to do this. You try that again. Today is Wednesday, February 25th, 2026, and you are watching the TNAM Daily Show. Good grief. On the New American Media. You know, you don't care how the sausage is made, but you learn how the sausage is made. It is so frustrating working with Restream. Every time I log in, they change right here on the screen where it says Brian Engelman. It changes it to something shitty where it's this, where you can't see it. It's like you need the background to it. Every time it messes up, it shows up like this, where the comments are just going to be on the screen. I change it to overlay every day. Every day I do this. All settings. It starts off like this. I don't want it like this. I have never selected this. I just want this. Every day I have to come in and reset it. Could you imagine if every day you went to your car and none of your radio presets were there? I know that's maybe an old thing. Maybe newer generations don't think in terms of radio and presets. But what if the length of your car seat was too close up to the wheel and the pedal, and you're like, I can't even. Or it's too far back and you can't really reach anything. Or it's way too tall or it's way too short. You figure out where you want it. You put it there. You adjust it. You leave. If your mirrors were always facing the sky, one's facing the ground and one's facing the sky, you go, who did this? I didn't do this. I don't want this. I never want this. And every day you get in your car, your mirrors are all shifted. Your car seat is in the wrong spot. All your radio presets in the wrong area. You start the engine and someone turned the volume up all the way. You ever get in your car and it's all the way up on the volume? And you go, and like you have a heart attack and you jump and your ears hurt and you're trying to turn it down real quick. That's what Restream does. That is how non-user friendly the Restream platform is. It's very frustrating. Now let's talk about the YouTube platform. During the State of the Union speech, there was AI generated generic music for 8 seconds. They filed a copyright claim and took half of the earnings from yesterday's show. It was a big show yesterday. The reason why we do this is so you can get a lot of viewers. And they stole half. They did revenue sharing for 8 seconds. 8 fucking seconds of artificial intelligence music. You know, it's just every fucking day it's something. That's how the sausage is made, people. That is how the sausage is made. That's the behind the scenes stuff. But I did see a lot of you in the chat from yesterday doing our live stream. Thank you for joining us yesterday. Thank you for being here today. I'm going to get all that out of my system. On today's program, of course, we're going to discuss the Masterclass. I want to know in the comments, what were your highlights? What did you like? Did you like the tone, the tenor, things you didn't like? Give me your feedback. Type it in the comments. What did you think about the speech yesterday? I'm very curious to hear it. And we'll unpack any of the other news that we have gathered in the meantime. So without further delay, now that I've reset all of my side mirrors that were facing the sky, my rear view mirror is smashed down. I'm looking at my knee. I didn't set it that way. Restream like to do it that way. Every day they change it. I don't ever want to change it for my presets. I have ideas for I should probably be working in UI, user interface, or UX, user experience. Let me test something and tell you how to make it better. Instagram shouldn't have 60-second clips all set back to back where you got to keep clicking through them. And it resets, and it's such a jumbled way to do a playback. All social media should have a button where you can press it and it'll take out the background music so you can just listen to what's being said. If I ruled the world. Was that Nas that did that song, If I Ruled the World? But alas, I don't. For now. One of these days, maybe. Anyway, let's start the show, shall we?
Your guide to the truth. TheNewAmericanMedia.com.
Thank you all for being here. Oh, what's up? Super Bear's back. Good to have you. Yeah, we met Super Bear yesterday over in Twitch. Yeah, we restreamed to Twitch, D Live. Where are we at? We're at Kick, Twitch, D Live, YouTube, Facebook, X. What's the other one? Rumble, of course. Oh, let me put this up on the screen, by the way. If any of you enjoy the content over here at the New American Media, and if any of you want to become a subscriber, you can do so in three main places. One would be Patreon. Everybody go to Patreon and go to the New American Media. At least click to become a free subscriber. And if you're down for like $10 a month, you can become a patron for $10, $100, $1,000 a month to help fund our efforts over there. You can become a monthly subscriber on Rumble and YouTube as well. That's a new service. And we have subscribers in all these places. Thank you to everybody, but we need to double it and then double that and then double that. So tell some friends, invite some friends, share today's show link. If you enjoy what we're doing, share the show and invite a few of your buddies in. Go, hey, we unpack the news live every day. And yeah, we try to incorporate your conversations into the show as much as possible. It's a fun place to be. So invite your friends. But yeah, you can be a subscriber on Rumble and YouTube. And you can also drop Rumble rant and Super Chat tips on Rumble and YouTube, respectively. All that scrolling at the bottom of the screen, as well as ways that you can tip your creator. I stand here at the street corner playing songs on the guitar, singing. And I have my guitar case open. If you like what you're hearing, you can throw a few bucks in there. We have Venmo and Cash App. That's just my name, Brian Engelman, BrianEngelman. And then, of course, PayPal at fuzzinstallment@yahoo.com is the email address to look up. We've received tips from you in all of these places. We always appreciate them, and we always appreciate more. So thank you, everybody. There's my ad read. Instead of telling you about survival food or selling you coffee or a power bank solar panel charger, which is all cool, and I would not mind having these as sponsors. But for now, I'm my own sponsor, and I give you that information. Thank you all for being here. Let's read some of your comments. Everybody in the house, Droopy Dog is here. John Brenneman. Hello, English. Let's see. Marion in the hizzy. What's up, y'all? Patriot Warrior. There we go. Question of the day. I enjoyed 99% of the speech, just not a fan of when he called out the Democrats for crazy. You know, I sort of had that feeling too, but they are acting crazy. It's okay to call crazy people crazy. It's okay to call retarded people retarded. And I don't mean mentally challenged. There's a big difference. You know, and I have retired that word. I basically retired You know, when you grow up in a certain time in America, everything was gay or retarded. That was the 90s, the 2000s. Everything was gay or retarded. And then you meet gay people and like, yeah, you shouldn't, or you're spending more time around gay people and like, yeah, you probably shouldn't be saying that. You're like, I mean, you don't mean it that way. You just mean it a different way. South Park, Eminem, like all sorts of people have done like deep dives trying to explain to you the difference there. And then retarded. You know people that have developmentally disabled children or on the spectrum, autistic or this or that. But you watch the Democrats how they're acting, and it feels uncouth. It feels uncouth to call them crazy, but they're acting crazy. They're pushing crazy legislation. They're acting crazy. How else can you describe something without being blunt and offensive? You watch, and Trump nailed him. Absolutely nailed him. We should all come together, and if we can agree, stand up for this one. Our main job here is to support the American citizens and not the illegal aliens. Stand up. And they just refused. They sat down. They just sat there stewing. I'm so angry at the world. Nope, I'm not standing. I won't be the dignity of a. I love how long that languished. I love how long they just kept clapping. Keep it going. Keep it going. I would have soaked that moment up for 20 minutes. I don't know how long that took, but it seemed like it took multiple minutes. It should have been 10 times that. Just keep going. Keep standing and cheering. You're still sitting down. I'd be like, once again, maybe you didn't hear. I'm simply asking you to reaffirm your allegiance and loyalty to the United States and not the illegal alien invaders. Come on, stand up. Let's get up on the seats. I would have carried that on for 40 minutes. You know what? In fact, I might still be there asking all the Republicans to keep standing and let them keep sitting and stewing in their crazy, because it's crazy what they're doing and what they support and what they represent and who's paid them off and where their allegiances lie. It's literally crazy. Whereas when you call someone retarded, the actions of, it's just like your actions seem like you have no cognitive abilities. Is there something wrong with your processing, with your CPU in your brain? Is there something wrong? You're not literally calling them retarded, but you're literally saying your actions don't make any sense. So was he okay to say it was crazy what the Democrats were doing? I sort of think so. I'm going to give him a pass. I'm going to give him a pass on that one. Lake Leon says it was a big, beautiful night. POTUS kicked butt. It was good. It was good. And there was a lot of unity in between the couple chances. He's like, you're still not standing for this? You're not going to stand. A lot of people say, sir, why aren't the Democrats going to do this? I don't know. Marion says, I agree, they are crazy. As for the past decade, they've called him Hitler and such. They won't stop. And you know what? It is causing problems. It is causing crazy people to do crazy things. What other way can you describe that than by bluntly calling it out? That's so offensive. That's beneath the office. You know what? I'd rather have reality dumped on the table. I told Joe the other day, I was talking to Michelle, and she advised me. She said, you talk to Joe. I'm going to be dignified. Remember when we passed Obamacare? I'm sorry, the ACA. We don't call it by my name. We're not narcissists like Trump and his Trump savings account. But when Joe leaned in and said, this is a big fucking deal, I said, Joe, that's uncouth. That's beneath the office of the presidency. Now, look, I may be a traitor and a Manchurian candidate, but I'm not just going to get up there and say offensive things just to say it, just to hear my. Now, look. I look. To be fair, I did go out there and push the largest racial hoax in the history of the United States. When I kept calling when I falsely reported, it was the fine people hoax, clearly debunked by anybody with a brain, lest ye be crazy to believe otherwise. But, even the week of Kamala Harris versus Trump, I was out there on the campaign trail. I said that President Trump called Nazis fine people. I guess I am a pretty big fucking asshole. Maybe the most divisive racial figure in the history of America. But, I wasn't uncouth. I didn't call him crazy. I just lied about him, saying that he thinks Nazis are fine people. So, you got to give me a pass. No, I don't give him a pass. Obama would be like, have you ever watched the Key and Peele skit? Tell me in the comments, question of the day. Did you ever watch the Key and Peele skit where they have the Obama translator? Oh, it's so good. God, is it good. Or when there's the Obama translator skit, and then there's the other one where he's shaking hands at the State of the Union. Hello. Nice to meet you. Mm-hmm. Yep. Thanks for coming out. Hey, looking good. Thanks for being here. Yes. Appreciate you. Bring it in. Then he's dapping up all the black dudes, kind of doing the hand slippity slap and the back tapping. And then, like, they even have like coordinated handshakes. Then this white lady comes in. She's like, "Oh, I want the hug," and he goes like, handshakes for the whites. He was very prim and proper. I liked the Obama translator skit equally, just the same, maybe even better. He would say something behind the Oval Office desk like, look, and our special forces went in and executed a mission flawlessly. We were able to achieve our objectives and complete the task. And the Obama translator would be like, "We fucked your ass up." And he'd just go on, start cussing. Obama was a teleprompter in a suit, a lying son of a bitch every turn that he had. Every chance he had, he would look you in the face, and he would look good doing it with his deep leg crosses and his skinny man suits. He would look good and sound good lying to your face. Trump, I'm going to give you, a lot of people, Susie Wiles especially, a lot of people say, listen, Trump, don't be you. Be a little bit less of you. A little bit less and a little bit more, straight and narrow. But I tell it like it is, and I think that's how I got elected 3 times. They say this should be my 3rd time, my 10th State of the Union, but I was robbed by Sleepy Joe. Meanwhile, you got Bobby Kennedy up there going, for the love of God, I don't know why glyphosate is being allowed now. And that I don't know what this food dyes, these artificial food dye things were. I thought we were pure maha. Now I'm a little bit confused. A lot going on. But I would rather have somebody be blunt. The point I'm making. Point I'm making is be blunt. Tell it like it is, Doc. We're going to zip you open and tinker with your ticker. Can you dumb it down for me a bit? Question of the day, if you know what that's from. Kenneth might know. Is Kenneth in the hizzy yet? But yeah, they have been calling Trump Hitler and Nazi. Obama was the worst of it. Obama, Biden. By the way, Biden, I'm hearing that they've said his colorectal cancer is spread to his bones. Allegedly. Maybe his time is running up. I would like to see him indicted while he's still around to see it. So if you're listening, Tulsi Gabbard, get a fucking move on, would you? The traitorous actions of these Democrats, calling him Hitler and Nazis and fascists and disappearing people. Enough with their insanity. Call them crazy. Call them insane. Frankly, that should be an insult to crazy, insane people. Lake Leon says, I'll take the negative 1% from Marion and give it 101%. You totally approve. It was good, though. I thought a lot of it was uniting. I mean, some of these stories. By the way, I was very surprised to learn that people were, that gentleman was injured on the, severely wounded on the Venezuela discombobulator mission. My understanding was that nobody was hurt. So I need to go a little deep dive on that. So, we got that going. But, yeah, what about Al Green? What in the world was Al Green up to? What a loser. If it weren't for hoaxes, Democrats would have nothing. You saw the sign that he was holding up. Had nothing to do with Trump. But they tried to blame that on Trump. It's just nutty. Marion, but we really need a cohesive country to get things done. It never will be with those Democrats. They're a domestic terrorist organization. They must be dismantled completely, in my opinion. Maybe then we could have some sort of unity. And I don't think it's going to be possible. So you must vanquish them. You cannot work with evil. You must defeat it. And the only thing that it takes for evil to succeed in this world is for the good people to stand by and do nothing. So let's get on with the destruction of that alleged political party. Let's see. Super Bear. YouTube streams don't work too good on your phone, sadly. Are you on Boost Mobile? Which app are you on where YouTube doesn't work? My YouTube's always been really good on my phone. But yeah, thank you for being here. Marion says, loved the Purple Heart and other congressional medals handed out. Oh, yeah. Well, here, you know what? I pulled this up. I was going to get to this in a minute. Not everybody thought so. Here's a group of awful. Oh, no, they're not awfuls because they're all not white. Because awful is angry, white, liberal, female. But this is just angry female liberals. They all appear to be non-white. Democrat Representative Robin Kelly laughs and mocks American veterans. Here's their I got to share this screen to you. I'm just bringing this up right now since you brought it up. And it's not everybody felt the same way about this. Now hold on a second. Marion, look, are you saying that you've never heard about the Obama skit? You need to go on YouTube, but don't tell Super Bear because it doesn't work for him very well. But look, you need to go to youtube.com and type in Obama. How would I say this? Type in me.gov. Nope. Hold on. Go to Obama Translator and Obama Handshake skit. Key and Peele. Key and Peele. They're friggin' hilarious. Those two did a lot of good work. And I told them, you didn't build that. You didn't build that skit on your own. It took me being me to kind of contribute because I'm a lot of people say that I'm not a narcissist and you couldn't be further from the truth. You didn't build that. You didn't build a company because there were roads that you took to go there. And Marxist communists like myself, we're always going to try to take credit for that and say we need to steal some of your success because roads are bridges or something. But yeah, go find that Obama skit. And by the way, one of these days, I might just do an entire show as Obama. I don't know. I'll have to have like a multi-camera setup so I could stream. Like I'll try to do the deep leg crawl. I can't do it because I got pieces parts that like get clogged up in there. I don't know how guys, Gavin Newsom and I will credit Adam Carolla, who you saw on the intro to today's show. he's a champion of the deep leg cross. He calls it out like crazy. He pointed, I didn't quite realize how ridiculous it was until Corolla started talking about it. But I might do a whole show as Obama. I love talking like that. It's something about the cadence. Being a drummer, and a musician. It's, there's a timing, a rhythm, a syncopation. I need to, kind of get some, there's like a cadence, a tempo. Maybe got to get a couple more catchphrases. I like to say that I told Michelle the other day. I don't know if he always says that, but in my head he does. So maybe my skits, maybe my interpretations, I'm doing versions of something he literally doesn't talk about. I don't know. Anyway, if you haven't heard of the Obama skit, go find it. It's friggin' hilarious. All right, Super Bear's taken off to see Grandma Bear. And she's crazy. She says Trump is reincarnated Hitler, so I can't watch over there. Look, there's a lot of who was that? Was that Oprah? There was a famous who was that? I'm going to look that up. Hey, Jamie, could you look this up for me? Let's go to x.com and ask through Grok. Which I don't want to tell you the question because it'll kind of ruin the reveal. I don't know if Grok can figure this out. You know what? I got to say, I'm a little impressed. Your grandmother, Super Bear. Look, your grandma. Look, I don't know your race, your nationality. But for the sake of argument, I'll just say you're white. Okay. Look, I asked Grok and it came back and told me. Oprah Winfrey in a 2013 BBC interview. By the way, if you don't think Oprah's on that list, you know what list I'm talking about. Yep, confirmed. Super Bear, white. As I thought. Kind of like that white polar bear in the Coca-Cola commercials. Oprah Winfrey in she's on the list. I mean, I'm not saying she is. I'm just saying, look at her partnership with Harvey Weinstein, John of God. The worst of the worst. They're all there. But in 2013, Oprah, she was promoting a film called The Butler. And she discussed the persistence of racism in America and elsewhere. Said that while progress had been made, a full resolution would necessarily require older generations who are born and bred and marinated in prejudice and racism to die off. Her exact words included, there are still generations of people, older people, who were born and bred and marinated in it. And that prejudice and racism, they just have to die. Luckily, our death panels with Obamacare. No, hold on. I'm not going to be an air quote narcissist like President Trump and his Trump savings plan. But look, they're going to have to die. It's just a matter of fact. Oprah said it. I said it. And, a lot of people are gonna, they're going to try to give you the old okey doke. But, your grandma, born and bred in racism, although she's on the opposite side, they're just going to have to die. Luckily, Obamacare is creating death panels. Old people don't deserve care. I mean, it's expensive and they got like that much time left. So fuck them. So, luckily, best wishes to your grandma. But as Oprah said, hopefully she'll die soon. And, we'll have a new generation of 40 million illegal alien invaders that we brought in here under Obama. No, that's me. I know it was my third term, but I'd like to say that was Joe. I had nothing to do with that. I didn't build that. I didn't build that, but I did. Of course I did. That was my third. I had those puppet strings. Chocolate chip. He didn't know what he was saying. But look at that. One of the biggest racists in our government, Obama. That other guy, Biden. He said, if you don't know whether to vote for me or Trump, then you ain't black. I mean, you can't get any more racist than that bullshit, right? All right, I'm going to get out of my Obama voice because I just have so much fun doing it. Maybe you should try a little Bobby Kennedy as a palate cleanser. Okay, thanks for that, Bobby. Anyway. Yeah, but you noticed that too, that I thought no Americans were hurt in the Venezuela thing. Oh, let me get back to this because we were talking about not everybody loved the medals being handed out. Listen to these cackling hens. This is a perfect representation of the Democrat Party. You want to be with these people?
I was there, and it was as horrific as I thought it would be.
Did you leave early?
You know, all these goofy, cartoonish expressions. Every one of them.
I was there, and it was as horrific as I thought it would
Horrific.
be.
Did you leave early?
Absolutely.
It was like an award show. You get a medal. You get a medal.
You know, look, she's bringing up that that's a trope. I got to face it. That's called a trope. Oprah Winfrey, you know, it was, look, you get a car, you get a car. Trump yesterday was like, hey, you get a medal. You get a medal. You know, how about we give you a medal? Yeah, no shit. You're supposed to celebrate American exceptionalism and be proud of it. You cackling hens, you bitter shrews.
You get a medal.
That's literally Mo just said, you get a car, you get a car. Y'all are on the same page.
Yeah, so pick your fighter wisely. You want to be with these cackling hens? Or you want to be with Americans? Because no, Mary, not everybody loved the Purple Hearts and the congressional medals handed out. I did. Yeah, Super Bear loves Key and Peele. Man, they were funny. Yeah, it's like there was a Dave Chappelle-sized hole in my heart until Key and Peele came out. They were good. They did a lot of great things. Not as good as Chappelle, but it was pretty good. Let's see. I got some stuff in the way that would hurt if I did the leg cross. I think that's similar to what I said, or maybe you were quoting me. But yeah, I don't know how you got. And I'm not saying I'm like an elephant or something or whatever animal you want to. I'm not saying, but like you get it, right? Like you're not supposed to be able to do that. What was the Hannibal Lecter? It rubs the lotion on its skin. You tuck it between your legs or something. Like, what are we talking about? How do people do that? People aren't supposed to be able to do that. As a female, I can't even cross my legs that tightly. I will not add anything as a follow-up there. All right, Super Bear, take care. You know, come back and see us again. But invite your friends. Tell your friends that this is a fun place to hang out and talk about all the stuff in the news. And yeah, Super Bear says Oprah is on that list 100%. All right. So those were the shrews. Let me go over some of the before I get in the highlights. This was great. We led our show off with this yesterday. Let me share this tab instead. This video went out on Monday. You want to talk about the delusion that the left is under? Watch this. This is from Monday. I believe it was from Monday, February 23rd. Yeah, 2 days ago. Watch this man on the street.
College kids are telling us Trump's State of the Union didn't go so well. The only problem? It's tomorrow.
Uh-oh.
Rate Trump's State of the Union speech 1 out of 10. 1's the worst, 10's the best. Negatives. And why? I think we all know a lot of reasons. Yeah. What about the State of the Union last night? 1 to 10.
It was like a 1 or 2. I mean, it was all over the place.
Probably just give it a 0.
Gonna give it a 1. And why do you say 1?
I don't think he's very articulate.
How did
He wasn't very articulate on the thing that didn't happen.
Trump do at the State of the Union?
0.
I don't
0.
really, I didn't watch it.
Like, yeah, I didn't really watch it much. I watched it for a little bit, but
I watched for a little bit. You talk about delusional. Any chance to bash Trump? Yeah, I watched it for a little bit. The thing that is unwatchable.
yeah.
The State of the Union last night. How was that? 1 to 10.
I didn't know it was last night. I thought it was tomorrow.
No, you're good. You passed the test. Good job. College kids.
That's just such a great video. Brecca Stoll, today's news reporter, Real Daily Wire. Okay, that's who she's with. That's a great one. Let's see. Let's go to some of the highlights here. Some of the noteworthy components to the speech. Record-breaking length and triumphant tone. Longest State of the Union. An hour and 48 minutes. Trump declared a golden age. I think that Scott Adams started saying golden age before President Trump did. They met. I believe he advised them, and their people watched his show, and there was a lot of back and forth. I would have liked a shout out to Scott Adams. May he rest in peace. In fact, if you would like to participate in a simultaneous sip with me, you know what you need to do. All you need is a cup or mug or glass, a tankard, chalice or stein, a canteen jug or flask, a vessel of any kind. Fill it with your favorite liquid. I like coffee. And join me now for the unparalleled pleasure, the dopamine hit of the day. It's called the simultaneous sip, and it happens now. I would have appreciated a coffee cup tip of the mug to Scott Adams, because I feel like he sort of coined that golden age tone that President Trump has been repeating. As he mentioned Charlie Kirk, he mentioned those 2 National Guard troops that were assassinated or shot, and one of them survived. He was given I believe, a Purple Heart. I'm trying to keep them all squared away. Who got a Medal of Honor? Who got a Medal of Freedom? Who got a Purple Heart? Whatever. But yeah, while we were paying tribute to people, I wish President Trump would have mentioned Scott Adams. May he rest in peace. Trump declared a golden age and a turnaround of the ages, proclaiming America is bigger, better, richer, stronger, and the hottest country on earth after inheriting a mess. Economic boasting and affordability claims touted a roaring economy with an all-time high stock market, with the Dow and S&P reaching milestones, lower gas prices, plummeting inflation, rising incomes, job growth, and energy dominance, promising more tax cuts, including family relief via the Big Beautiful Bill, direct healthcare payments, and tariff funding replacing income taxes while making life more affordable. Border security and immigration wins, claim the strongest and most secure border in American history. Massive reductions in illegal immigration, safer communities, and credit for cracking down on crime tied to immigration. Highlighted victims and heroes to underscore those priorities. President Trump took partisan jabs and Democratic taunts, repeatedly called Democrats crazy for not standing or applauding on issues like crime, inflation, citizen priorities, accused them of obstruction, anti-American policies, and depravity, goaded them on culture war topics like gender issues, with moments of heckling and stone-faced silence from Democrats going viral. Foreign policy and national strength. Brief on international wins, scaring enemies, energy independence. Warnings on Iran emphasize military strength, patriotism, and America's resurgence and respect globally. Honored guests, first responders, Olympic team, crime victims' families. Awarded medals and honors, painted an upbeat future with restored hope, safer cities, and midterm momentum for Republicans. Also, there was light on detailed policies, heavy on victory laps and blame shifting, drawing sharp battle lines, MAGA versus opposition. Fact checks noted some exaggerations and overstatements on economy and immigration stats and claims like tariff impacts, but a lot of that's subjective. This aligns with MAGA framing of dominance and exposure of Democrat bitterness, while critics called it combative, light on addressing voter pain with lingering costs, and that it was theatrical. Hello, David. Welcome. Put you guys back up on the screen there. So yeah, that was a little bit of what we had yesterday at the State of the Union. And of course, if you want to go back and watch it live, we covered it live. Did a nice fancy live stream. Special thanks to John with the super chat coming in. Appreciate that as always from yesterday. We're like that carousel outside of a Kmart back in the 80s. Put in a quarter and we spin around for a while. Let's see if YouTube dings me for copyright on that. Wouldn't be surprised. They're so goofy. All right, let's bounce over to our Instagram feed and talk about some of the other things people are talking about. This one about the flashy things and Epstein and memory. Yeah, we got some interesting rabbit hole topics to cover today.
And in black,
we're not just going to do State of the Union. I mean, I sort of gave it a quick overview. We'll keep going, though.
Erase your memory and send you back home. Well, that's a real thing, and Epstein was all over it. In multiple emails, he's referring to a plant called Angel's Trumpet.
The Angel's Trumpet. Yeah, this dude was like involved in all of the bad things.
Which contains scopolamine, and here's what it does. No more free will.
Scopolamine. You lose your free will.
Memory loss and hallucinations. In other words, you do what you're told and you won't remember it.
Uh-huh. Party drugs, abusive people.
Historically, this drug was used by the CIA for mind control experiments.
And Anna Paulina Luna is going to be bringing this up. I have a story on that.
Like MK Ultra. Epstein even said in an email that it can be blown in the face of a passerby, and within minutes, that person is under the effect.
Yeah, this isn't just getting drugs to participants willingly. It's about tricking them. Injections, dust, air, things being sprayed on them.
In Colombia, they call it the devil's breath. Vice made a whole documentary explaining how tourists got robbed and raped using that drug.
Awful. Did any of you watch that documentary on the devil's breath?
There's also a movie called Blink Twice that tells the story.
Blink Twice. I didn't watch Blink Twice.
Story of women going to a billionaire's island.
Oh. A billionaire's island.
And given that drug through a perfume before being raped.
Gross. So many predators out there. You know what you do with predators? You hunt the predators.
Hollywood is always telling us, but just like adrenochrome, we're taking it as entertainment.
Death Becomes Her. Bruce Willis, Goldie Hawn, Meryl Streep. I don't remember Death Becomes Her. Do you remember that movie?
They're not paying attention. Even Ariana Grande said in a clip that they wiped out her memory.
Oh, they wiped out her memory. She has been really weird since.
That's not a coincidence. And as long as the DOJ keeps ignoring the names we see in the emails, makes no significant arrest.
Yeah, the fact that we're not arresting anybody is very concerning. Despite all the hoopla and the pomp and circumstance of the State of the Union, a complete inaction on the grand conspiracy and with Epstein is deeply concerning.
And keeps protecting these pedophiles, we can only assume that our government is either completely blackmailed or run by pedophiles. Either way, their time is coming to an end.
We want accountability. Turn off the noise. Turn on your mind. All right. It's a pretty good reply. People are constantly trying to bring it up. Yeah, well, Trump's in the files. Okay, well, what is that? What do you even mean? This is this Brilliant Hollyhand. He said he worked with President Trump. Kind of doing a Charlie Kirk questioning thing and debating students and whatnot.
Support President Trump. Yeah.
You support President Trump, he's asked.
I worked for him. How do you feel about his current connections to the Epstein sex trafficking?
Did you read the Epstein files?
Yes. I actually have a copy right here.
Great.
I have a copy right here. You have a copy right here of 3 million documents?
I'd love to see it. Did you read that in 2007, who was the person that called the FBI and told the FBI that there was this pedophile going around town who he had just kicked out of his club, A Lago? That was Donald Trump.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you read the section where it mentioned several witnesses saw Trump orally rape a 13-year-old?
Yeah. And did you see that the person had no proof to those claims, that the guy that's been in public politics for 10 years would have very easily been out of politics if they had some proof behind that. They tried to kill the guy. They arrested the guy. If they could have got the guy down for sex trafficking 10 years ago, he would have never come down the golden escalator.
I keep wasting don't know what you're talking about. As far as I've been able to tell, and this is all in the papers that I have right here,
Sure.
the interviews with those people were corroborated over the course of a very long investigation.
Great. And when did the investigation happen?
The investigation was happening between 2010 and 2014, and the files obviously were released earlier this year.
Who was the president during that time?
I believe that was Barack Obama.
Do you think if Barack Obama or, say, his Secretary of State Hillary Clinton had proof from their DOJ, FBI, etc., that Donald Trump was a sex trafficker, that they would have loved to annihilate him in the press by simply leaking out, like they leaked some Russian stories, or maybe another example? They would absolutely do that. Oh, let's say maybe they didn't have the time. That's totally fair. The investigation was still going on. How long was Biden in office?
He was in office for 4 years.
In his 4 years, when he had access to not only look at all those documents, but also to declassify them, do you think, one, he would have been happy to declassify those, but if he was too scared to declassify those, Mrs. Buddy Clinton was also one of those that you called to mention, he would have loved to leak that piece of paper to the press. He failed to do both of those. Why? Because they can't find proof. If they could find proof that Donald Trump orally raped a young girl, that would have been on the front headlines on June 16, 2015, when Donald Trump went on the golden escalator. There's no proof other than the piece of paper that you're holding. Yes, please.
Well, they do have it right here.
It's a piece of paper. There's no proof. If there was proof, absolutely, he would be out of office today. He would have never been allowed to run. They have no proof. They want proof. Trust. They tried to kill the guy. They arrested the guy. If they had proof of sex crimes, they would have done all that beforehand.
Okay, Trump was in office between 2016 and 2020. He could have released the files and cleared his name.
What did you ignore there? Who was in office before Trump and after Trump? Obama and Biden is the correct answer.
Do you support President Trump?
Yeah, I worked for him.
How do you feel?
All right, I like that. It was a pretty, this was a solid rebuttal. Actually, I'm going to stop sharing for a second. I want to share this to somebody. This is a solid overview debunking the things you recently sent us. Send. Okay, I thought that was pretty good. Let's keep it rolling here. Bring it back up. Ethan Carreri, a Florida police officer and former NYPD.
My name is Ethan Carreri. I'm a police officer in Palm Beach County, Florida, and a former New York City police officer. While serving the New York City Police Department, I personally arrested Jose Ibarra for endangering the welfare of a child. A few months later, I saw his face again in the news after he viciously murdered Laken Riley. I did my job.
Unreal.
I put him in custody. The system failed. No detainer, no accountability, no deportation, and an innocent American life was taken. If you enter our country illegally, there will be consequences under this administration. The American citizens must always come first. To Laken Riley's family, your loss should have never happened. We owe it to you and every American family to enforce our laws, secure our border, and protect innocent lives. Mr. President, thank you so much for having me here today, and thank you for all you've done for our country. Thank you. My name is Ethan Carreri. I'm a police officer.
Should have never happened. That person shouldn't.
My name is Ethan Carreri.
What are the odds?
Jail. All right, this is an accusation going
What are the
around with
odds?
Howard Lutnick, but I don't. Let me see if I can share this link. Here, watch this and let's see if we can debunk any of this.
That the notary to the deed of what was both Epstein and Howard Lutnick's property at 11 East 71st Street, because yes, Epstein owned that property before Lutnick owned that property. It was transferred to Epstein for just $10 in 1992. Epstein passed the deed to a Comet Trust in 1996. Again,
That is so interesting. It went to a Comet Trust, allegedly.
for just $10, of which a Guido Goldman was a trustee, the son of one of the founders of the World Jewish Congress. And then
the music in the background. I'm asking Grok. Can we debunk it? Tighten up the replies, TLDR version. What can be debunked? Tell me in the length of a good IG reply. Because they're saying it's $10, like he gave it to Howard Lutnick, but I think the $10 was just a transfer fee. Nine and 11 address stuff, numerology cherry picking. 11 East 71st was bought post-death in a legit auction. Lutnick's purchase years later has zero proven 9/11 tie, guilt by association, allegedly. Howard Lutnick's firm lost 658 people in 9/11. No evidence of warnings or insider trading linked to him. Okay. Anyway. We just asked, can we debunk any of this? And
what are the odds?
The in the background, so I'll stop. Shawnee Mission East High School in Kansas, walking out of school to protest ICE. Check this crap out.
I have friends who are immigrants. I have neighbors who are immigrants. No one is illegal on stolen land. I'm Stella Nickel. I'm in 9th grade, and my baby brother's nanny has been told to stop taking my baby brother out because of ICE, and no one should be taken from their home just because of who they are.
I'm Leilani. I'm a sophomore. I come from a Latina immigrant, and I have studied history too much to let this go by and not do anything about it.
My name is Few Champion, and I'll be damned if another person in my family has to tell a refugee story.
My name's Cassie Graham. I'm a junior. ICE, only thing more powerful than hate is love. Hi, I'm Vivian Bell, and I have Mexican family. If I wasn't here, I'd be fucking disappointed in myself.
My name is Eleanor Brown. I'm in 9th grade, and my best friend could get taken by ICE, even though she's an American citizen.
My name is Layla Shaw. I am.
If your friend is an American citizen, why would you think that immigration would care?
I'm a freshman. My grandparents on my dad's side are immigrants, and I believe that no humans are illegal, and this is just nothing short of terrorism.
I have friends.
Mm-hmm. They've been programmed by adults to protect monsters. Miles away, ICE arrested an illegal from Mexico, previously deported 4 times. He drugged and then AR'd and then trafficked kids the same age as these students. Mm-hmm. Need Maha and Secretary McMahon and Secretary Noem to completely overhaul our schools because the teachers are poisoning the minds of our children. It is a national safety issue.
I have friends who are immigrants.
Yeah. Mr. Sir. This is just a clip that I'm not going to play, but it's Washington Post headline reads, CIA intelligence helped Mexican forces track down a slain cartel boss. They tracked him to a cabin where he was meeting with his girlfriend for a romantic evening. And it's kind of art imitating life or life imitating art. Forbes reports, X's algorithm makes users more conservative, suggests a study. And Mike Benz rephrases it and says, yeah, wow. When people get access to uncensored information flows, they become more conservative. News at 11. When you're not being lied to, you tend to reach the obvious conclusions. Here's a judge. Yeah, I know, government schools, blah. According to the Patriotic Blonde, South Carolina Magistrate Judge James B. Gosnell. Wasn't Kermit Gosnell, Gosnell? Was that the same? I typed that as a comment. I wonder if it's the same last name, Gosnell. Kermit Gosnell, former Philadelphia abortion doctor, convicted serial killer. Ran the Women's Medical Society Clinic in West Philly, a filthy, unregulated house of horrors that performed illegal late-term abortions, overdosed patients with drugs, spread infections via dirty instruments, and caused at least one death from anesthetic overdose. He induced labor on viable third trimester pregnancies, delivered live babies, then murdered them by... Three consecutive life terms without parole. Avoided death penalty via a plea deal on other charges. I didn't want to read that. South Carolina Magistrate Judge James B. Gosnell, Jr., charged with 6 federal counts of possessing riled corn, involving hundreds of videos and images of minors, including infants and toddlers. They say engaged in S acts, but you can't be engaging in an S act. You can be abused horrifically. Our comment was, are we all ready to gather and watch them hang after a fair trial at noon? Patriotic Blonde says, executive, legislative, judicial, they're all involved. Act accordingly. Diligent Denizen says Les Wexner's attorney, who threatened to kill him during his congressional Epstein interview, Michael Levy, appears to be, according to Diligent Denizen, appears to be mentioned in the Epstein emails, worked at the White House under Clinton, and was involved with Exxon, FTX, and more. Are we looking at the mob? Well then. That guy. Something to consider. Investment Hulk, technology, what is this? Public Mac Daguerren? I don't know what this is. Mark Gadala Maria posted this. This dude, what is a DJI robot vacuum? What does DJI stand for? DJI robot vacuum. Oh, is that just the brand and they do the drones? Dajiang Innovations translates to something like Great Frontier Innovations or Big Boundary Innovations. The world's leading Chinese company famous for drones. Okay. Like Mavic Phantom. Gimbals, cameras, and now branching into other tech. Flagship robot vacuum cleaners. Okay, take a listen to this story. Mark Gadala Maria says, so this dude drops $2,000 on a DJI robot vacuum like a lunatic. Refuses to use the normal app like a peasant. Sammy Asdufal fires up Claude AI to crack the API so that he can drive it with an Xbox controller. Claude delivers the goods. Pulls an authentication token from their servers, connects successfully. Except the system thinks that he controls 7,000 vacuums. Checks again. Yep, 7,000. DJI built authentication with zero device ownership verification. Any valid token works for any unit on the planet. Sammy now has eyes inside homes across 24 countries. Live vacuum camera feeds everywhere. Full floor plans from the mapping data. Some guy in Germany eating cereal at 3 a.m. unaware that his Roomba is snitching. One API call away from being the most informed burglar in history. All he wanted was to steer his vacuum with a joystick. Does the right thing and reports it. DJI fixes it in 2 days. back to normal life with his stupidly expensive floor cleaner. Low-T companies stay undefeated at shipping garbage security. I'm going to follow this account. That is a wild story. Be prepared. American Warrior for Christ says, we the people demand justice for the satanic pedophile vampires who prey on children. You do it or we will. Anyone else feeling that energy? You do it or we will. Cobalt Fox. I'm so fucking tired of being lied to, glossed over, and holding out false promises of a better America. I've been paying taxes into a corrupt system for 40 effing years. I went to school, busted my ass for 2 degrees, respected my parents, raised 2 children, adhered to the law, and voted thinking that what was promised was genuine, to now only realize how foolish I was, how evil those that I fought for are, how little the taxpayer, the system's slave, really means at the end of the day. Hardworking, honest, humble, middle-class Americans have been exploited in the most unimaginable ways. America be like, I'm just going to jump off this cliff. Warning, your American system has become unstable. Abort? Yeah, abort like Kermit Gosnell. Ooh, I like this one. Brother, your entire bloodline is chanting your name. Ooh, that's esoteric. You have an auto vacuum? Anyone have a Ring camera? And have a smart TV listening to us? I mean, like, how close are we to just needing to go completely off grid again? Just disconnect from all of this shit while we still can. But brother, your entire bloodline is chanting your name. I love that. America, please arrest the pedophiles. Kash Patel. I've got to get drunk. Everything we've ever been taught is bullshit. Oof. Is it everything? Like literally everything? Can we starve the 2-party system? I think MAGA is a third party, Republicans and Democrats aside. Although there's plenty of things that are big, glaring, flashing question marks with President Trump right now. Glyphosate being a huge one, and where are the arrests for the grand conspiracy and for the Epstein stuff? We are not voting our way out of this, says I'm not having fun anymore. Repent, the end is extremely fucking nigh. This is a very black-pilled account, but like I resonate with it on some things sometimes. Nick Hinton says, it's going to be so funny when the elite find out that their gods don't even like them. Oh, that's deep. That is deep. Yeah, because they don't like anything. They're sadistic monsters. There's no appeasing them. That's not a real god. Those are lowercase g, powerful demons. They're not gods. You guys are still voting? Loosh. We know the term loosh. It's a metaphysical term referring to emotional or spiritual energy that's produced by human beings, particularly through suffering, fear, or intense emotion. That is supposedly harvested by non-physical interdimensional entities. Popularized by researcher Robert Monroe, it suggests that Earth is a farm for this energy, often associated with negative experiences. Yuck. What is this now? What do you make of this one? Noah says, Jewish hockey player Jack Hughes scores the game-winning goal to win Olympic gold for Team USA. Okay. Not sure why being Jewish matters. It's just a guy that scores the game-winning goal, but all right. The reply to that in this post says, welp, guess we'd better forget about the killing of Christ, 2 world wars, 9/11, international banking, the Epstein stuff, and those tunnels in Brooklyn. Guys, some guy scored a hockey goal. This is another case of thanks, Obama. Thanks, the Jews. It's what people talk about. I shared this for one of the previous slides. Let it be known that this is what people are talking about. Frodo, that's Frodo Baggins, right? We will win. No, not Frodo. That's Bill. Wait, who is this character? Who did Sean Astin play? One we shared it for. We the people demand justice for the satanic pedophile vampires who prey on children. You do it or we will. It's about
tonight.
This is it. This is the moment that the Democrats lost the midterms. This is your advertisement. This is your campaign commercial. Let it play far and wide. Who is that with his head in his hands? Who is this guy?
Tonight, I'm inviting every legislature to join with my administration in reaffirming a fundamental principle. If you agree with this statement, then stand up and show your support. The first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens.
There we go. Oh, but wait. The whole side of the aisle is not on board. Got him. This moment seemed to stop forever. I wish it would have been 1 more minute.
Tonight, I'm inviting every legislator.
Actually, I wonder if Grok, how many seconds did they clap after Trump asked people to stand if they reaffirm their number one task is to protect Americans, not illegal aliens? 3 minutes? It just went on and on. $120. 2 minutes. It felt epic in the room. No source pins it exactly, but eyewitness video accounts converge on roughly 90 to 120 seconds. Yeah, like 2 minutes. It should have been 20. I'd still be clapping. Like, come on. I'd say, hold on, everybody, just stay standing. Let me just rephrase this in case you might have missed it. I don't want anyone to get the wrong impression. Are you paid off traitors, or are you representing America? If you represent America, let's stand up and let's show some unity for the first time in a while. Oh, okay. I would have let that ride another 10 minutes. That moment felt like 20 minutes, and it's the best midterm campaign commercial for MAGA of all time. Checkmate. That was such a checkmate.
Tonight, I'm in.
Gentry Gevers says the Democrats refused to stand for these during the State of the Union. So if you took issue with President Trump calling these people crazy, why is it doing? There we go. If you took issue with President Trump calling people crazy, well, all right. But there's sort of no way to handle this otherwise. Democrats refused to stand for these during the State of the Union, putting American citizens first over illegal aliens. Voter ID laws, refused to stand for that. Lowest murder rate since 1900. Nope, can't stand for that. Keeping violent criminals locked up. Nope, that's bad or something. Protecting parental rights. Democrats did not support that. Stopping fraud. Nope, don't support that. Angel families. Nope, can't support that. Price transparency. Nope, can't support that. Taking on drug cartels. Nope. No tax on tips, overtime, or Social Security. Nope. Most secure border in history. Nope. Democrats hate America. Why is this not? Try it again. Hate America. Trump exposed them in front of the world.
Are you?
Give me that. PBD podcast. The second Trump says Somali pirates, the camera immediately cuts to Ilhan Omar.
The Somali pirates who ransacked Minnesota remind us that there are large parts of the world where bribery, corruption, and lawlessness.
Now watch this awful angry white female liberal on the left.
Are the norm, not the exception. Importing these cultures through unrestricted immigration and open borders brings those problems right.
She reaches over and puts her hand on poor little, what's her face? Ilhan Omar. Aww.
Right here to the USA, and it is the American people who.
Yeah. Can she be indicted? Is anybody going to be indicted for all of this theft, all of this treason in Minneapolis? It's great to tell the story, but if there's no teeth behind it, if there's no enforcement mechanism, it's going to keep happening. Where are you at, Kash Patel? Drinking beers with Team USA or working with the FBI to find out? Did she commit immigration fraud by pretending to marry her brother? There's so many questions. Any answers?
Pay the price in higher medical bills, car insurance rates. The Somali pirates who ransacked Minnesota remind us that there are laws.
Yeah, the cameraman knew what he was doing. Which one was I looking for? What a time to be alive, says Rabbit Hole Bot. What a time to be alive. It's like the collapse of Rome, but with memes. And once again, guys, I've told you this before. I get meme dumps and I sift through ones that weren't the ones that I selected, but we're adults. We can handle it. Quick question. Why are the ones unfit for society running it? Says Homestead on the rise. Here you go. Does anyone else feel like the ominous bell tolling is getting louder?
Implant.
Now here's Lauren Boebert talking about, well, we've kind of touched on some of these topics with the plants with Epstein. And we're also talking about the ranch in the Zorro Ranch in New Mexico, where all sorts of atrocities have been rumored to have been occurring.
Implant aborted baby parts into lab animals.
Implanting aborted baby parts into lab animals. She's asking Goodman, Justin Goodman.
Have you heard of that sort of research?
Yeah, we did an analysis a few years ago showing that over 90% of experiments with using human fetal tissue and putting them involved animals were funded by Fauci's NIAID.
Do you know where they're getting the aborted human fetal tissue?
A lot of it is happening at colleges and universities that have affiliated hospitals that perform that procedure.
Madam Chair, I think we need to look into that as well. Implant aborted baby parts into lab animals. Have you heard of that sort of research?
I mean, it's just Mengele type stuff. Lauren Boebert's looking
Implant.
Now, do you remember this? When a young boy was climbing out the window at Buckingham Palace naked to escape from someone and fell to his deed. I want to ask Grok about this. What was this video? As we know that the alleged royal family is full of all sorts of weird stuff. Okay. It's recent. Video content is allegedly resurfaced edited footage, likely from old news or a TV clip, showing a naked young man climbing out a high window, what appears to be Buckingham Palace or a similar royal building, attempting to escape or descend while people below are looking up, laughing or smiling. The reel implies he fell to his D, flaming it as suspicious or covered up by the royals, not a harmless prank. He uses original audio, possibly with crowd laughter or commentary, and dramatic edits to push a conspiracy angle. Many comments call it a hoax and a marketing stunt from the 2015 ETV series The Royals, a scripted drama about fictional British royals starring Elizabeth Hurley. Others debate if it's real footage. Some claim 1990s, early 2000s, expressing shock or sadness, or accuse the poster of fear-mongering. No verified evidence ties it to an actual royal cover-up. It's widely treated as staged promo or urban legend recycled. Well, why can't we get an answer? If it's the Royals promo, it's just TV fiction. So what is the video in fact? Even the answer from Grok didn't give you an answer. Was somebody escaping something bad, or was it? It is a 2015 promotional stunt created by E! Entertainment to hype the scripted drama series The Royals. Designed to look like tourist shot video. E! admitted it was fake marketing, uploaded anonymously at first. Because I remember this being what the hell footage. So, you know, and there's also the Mandela effect. Are we really remembering things, or have previous events been re-scripted for us? Which is why it's so important to get things written down. Everything digital is a problem. You should own your own media. You should own your own movies and music. Streaming services could take things away. They could edit things out or change it. Like if you ever watch a Simpsons or something in syndication, for time purposes, certain jokes are gone. You go, I know there used to be a joke here about that. But if you own a copy of it, you can watch it. That's Mandela effect stuff where you're like, I know that was not the way that it's being. I know the Fruit of the Loom used to have a cornucopia on it. I know Berenstein Bears, Stein. Why is it Berenstain Bears? It was never Berenstain. It was always Berenstein. I said it Berenstein. I would have read it Berenstain if it said Berenstain. So they're saying that that's what this is. But I remember looking at this going, it was not connected to a project. So they're saying it's a little bit of both. Anyway, if you see that, you should know that. And let's keep digging. Is that actually what it was? That's what it appears to be. I don't know. Like Leon says, Marco Rubio would be under getting Ilhan Omar deported. Like Leon had popcorn with Bobert? No, with butter. That's different. All right. So if you see that,
You all right?
Here's an awful, affluent, white, female, urban liberal trying to pet one of the homeless. And the tables are turned.
You all right? Hi. Okay. Yeah, we're good. We're good.
You all right?
Okay. Hi. Yep, we're doing okay.
Okay, chill out. Relax.
We're good. We're good. All right. Yep. Are you okay?
Calm down.
Okay, stop.
Calm down.
Stop.
Hey.
Stop.
Relax. Calm down.
It's okay, dear.
Calm down.
So, dear.
Calm down.
Yes.
Calm down. Let go of her. Let go of her. Let go of her. Let go of her.
It's okay. Everything's okay, dear.
It's okay.
Everything's okay.
Are you okay? All right. Are
Lady.
you waking up?
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Stop.
Calm down, lady.
Hey.
Calm down. What are you doing?
I think I'm okay. Oh my gosh, we're snuggling. Please don't lick
Okay.
me. Please don't lick me.
No. We're good.
We're good.
Take care.
All right.
Are you okay? All right.
Okay.
I'm glad you're doing okay.
That's interesting.
I'm glad you're doing okay. No, you're not gonna poke me in the eye.
All right, Tara, walk away.
Why did you poke my head?
Well, because we're
overdosing.
We thought you were overdosing.
I think you're overdosing.
Would you like to keep one of these?
Oh my God, you're overdosing.
Would you like a cigarette?
You need it.
All right.
Would you like a cigarette? There you go. Thank you.
You need this stuff.
I'm okay. You want me to keep it?
You're dying.
Okay.
You're dying. You're dying.
Thank you. Okay. You're all right.
Why are you annoyed? Don't be annoyed.
You're being aggressive right now.
You're being aggressive.
How am I being aggressive?
You're pulling on someone that doesn't know you.
Yeah, we were just trying to help you, dear.
What do you mean? What did you do to me?
We thought you were dying.
No, you didn't.
Yes, we did.
No, you wanted to annoy me, but
Nope.
that's okay.
Okay, why don't you let go now, please? Let go.
I love you.
I know, let go.
Thank you.
You acting in annoyance?
Let go.
That's so stupid.
Let go of her.
It's okay.
She wants you to let go
But
of her.
you still feel annoyed.
Let go of her.
I do feel a little annoyed.
Yeah, you need to let go.
Well, then why did you do that?
I wanted to make sure you're okay.
Let go.
No,
Can
you
let go of me now,
didn't.
please?
Why don't you love yourself?
I'm trying.
Let go
You're
of her.
trying?
Let go of her.
But you don't
Let go.
try.
Let go,
Okay,
please.
we got it.
Let
Thank
go of
you.
her. Okay, there you go.
What are you doing?
There you go. Thank you.
Let go of her.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
No thanks. No thanks.
Sorry about that. You're welcome. Have a
Thank
good day.
you.
Be blessed, lady. Be blessed.
Bye bye.
You all right? Fine. Okay. Yeah, we're good.
Portland, Oregon, awful. Trying to pet one of the homeless and gets the tables turned. The fear in her eyes, the way the homeless woman keeps taunting her. Woo, making insane asylums look great again. And also, this lady was just pointing out how annoying that other lady is. Like, leave me alone. But also, you want to be left alone, you got to get off the streets. You can't just do that on the street.
You all right?
Alex Jones says newly discovered Epstein DEA investigation files confirm what I first broke 18 years ago. Epstein was running guns, drugs, and sex slaves for the CIA out of airports in Ohio, New Jersey, and New Mexico, according to Alex Jones. CBS News uncovers a bombshell 69-page DEA memo hidden in the Epstein files, according to the Epstein files on X, detailing a 5-year federal probe into Jeffrey Epstein for wire transfers linked to illicit drug and or prostitution activities in the U.S. Virgin Islands and New York. Launched in 2010 and still ongoing in 2015, it tracked $50 million in shady transfers to accounts in Switzerland, France, Cayman Islands, and New York. There is like nothing Epstein wasn't tied to. Yeah, like Leon says, that scene was like out of The Walking Dead. I know. Junkies and zombies, man. You got to try to get these people some help. That's allegedly what they were doing. No. The memo names 14 other redacted targets. Shocker. It exposes new Epstein-linked probes, ICE investigations in West Palm Beach, Las Vegas, and Paris, plus an FBI case from 06 active through 15. Insane twist, SDNY prosecutors who nabbed Epstein in 19 claim they never knew about the DEA investigation. The web just got deeper. Kian says, don't worry, guys. The director of the FBI will get to the bottom of his next can of beer partying in Italy. One of these were good. Trump cracked a joke about the women folk overreacting to smallest perceived slight, and you'll never guess what they did in response. LOL, says Oilfield Rando. Can't believe the U.S. hockey team didn't debate Trump about Iran and tariffs. Never watching this sport ever again. Imagine your country is 90% frozen for 3/4 of the year and losing in hockey to a country that has alligators in it. Oh, that's sad. What is this? Ginger Swindler says the concept of our FBI director being a puck bunny. What's a puck bunny? Is that a slur that I'm unaware of? I know what a puck, that has to do with hockey. What's the bunny have to do? Nebraska Cubby says, my tax dollars better be used to fix that guy's teeth. They darn well should. Darren Rovell says, for all the Canadians saying they were the better team, on George Washington's birthday, let me remind you, the British were the better team. And yet the Americans still won their independence. Canadians, I know it sucks to lose your thing, but give it 10 years and you'll be a global cricket powerhouse. Daily Jack Hughes says, hi, honestly, I'm unsure of what to do with this account right now. I'll figure it out eventually, but there will be no daily content happening. Linked below are some important resources. Lastly, ICE and this administration never stop supporting women. What? Gene says, wow, I'm right there with you. I was shocked to discover that the hockey player I like isn't a transgender homosexual communist. I'm just reading the memes. Britt says they really wanted the men's hockey team to give the president a lecture on identity politics mid-beer bong. Yeah, that outrage over the hockey team was the most ridiculous stuff. Playa Hata says the Canadian flag. Okay, I get it. Here's a picture of the Canadian flag flying at half-mast today after losing the Olympic gold medal to the United States in hockey. Is that really the Canadian flag, or is that a more colorful version of a... Nightmare Vision says, normal people find your right-wing views repulsive. You should be normal and do normal things like seethe over the USA winning a gold medal in hockey, or talk about how it's okay to have mass transit filled with schizos pissing everywhere. Be effing normal. Yeah, the leftists crashed out over this one. Because they just hate America. They just hate. They're angry, bitter, spiteful, vindictive, destructive, dangerous, unlikable people. Break free from that mind virus. You don't need to be on the left. It's not an endorsement of the Republican Party. You can have plenty of problems with it. But do not wake up every day waiting for your marching orders of why I should feel anger and rage today. Break free of that shit. You must break free from that shit.
Remember the Katy Perry?
Oh, yeah. Remember the Katy Perry video? How disturbing is this now after the Epstein stuff?
Remember the Katy Perry music video when she was getting cut up? It was, yeah, you know.
Bon Appetit by Migos. Looks like she's being eaten. There's a video of Jeffrey Epstein's townhouse, a scene of her being carried across the floor like this. The exact same floor? Is it the exact same floor? You remember this video? Maybe you don't, because why would you? And it's a bunch of cannibal chefs cutting up a human. And Katy Perry's under plastic. And the knives are out. Why was this ever made into a video?
And in the video, what did Katy Perry do? She
eaten by people in your face. Now she's cooking. You're making a deal with the devil. An aspiring celebrity, you want to be in those movies? Every single effing director. What you have to do to me, you got to go have S with that person. Then we're going to record it so they have something against you. Now I can control you. So I make you a star. Now you're important. And guess what? You're my pawn. These people, they like using celebrities as chess pieces. And that's the problem I have with all these subliminals we see in the media. Remember, look at that final scene. There's a pie with pieces sticking out. Like, are you fucking kidding me? This comment says Katy Perry's parents are very devoted to God, and they said that they would part ways from her if she became famous. And she did, and they did. Yeah, this is vile. That's Hollywood for you. Daily Mail reports declassified CIA files reveal a chilling blueprint to manipulate Americans' minds through covert drugging with vaccines. The report, added to the CIA's reading room in 2025, details the government's once top-secret Project Artichoke that ran from 1951 to 56, focusing on behavior control, interrogation techniques, and psychological manipulation. The 7-page document, titled Special Research for Artichoke, with the attachment labeled Suggested Fields for Special Research Relative Artichoke, outlines proposals to develop chemicals capable of altering human behavior. It discusses drugs designed for both immediate effects like truth serums and long-term influence potentially administered through food, water, alcohol, or cigarettes. Unknowing. Researchers suggest such substances could be disguised in medical treatments such as vaccines or injections. The CIA is also looking into methods beyond chemicals, listing hypnosis, sensory deprivation, gases, and other psychological methods for interrogation and behavioral control. Artichoke served as a precursor to the CIA's MK Ultra program, which later brought in mind-altering experiments on a larger scale. Document declassified in 1983, but resurfaced on social media, where users are shocked to see the CIA discussing methods for drugging entire populations. Project Artichoke emerged during the early Cold War period, marked by intense anxiety over communist powers and reports of brainwashing techniques used on American prisoners of war in Korea. Internal CIA memos suggested that U.S. intelligence feared enemy nations had developed ways to control human thought and behavior, prompting the agency to explore its own capabilities. The declassified document reveals the depth of this research, noting the need for a study to determine what drugs are best suited for direct use on subjects along the lines of amytal and pentothal, which are drugs best for an indirect or long-range approach to subjects. The researchers involved in the secret program emphasized the long-term compounds should be capable of producing an agitating effect, producing anxiety, nervousness, tension, etc., or a depressing effect, creating a feeling of despondency, hopelessness, and lethargy. They also outlined practical considerations for concealment, such as substances that could be introduced surreptitiously in food, water, Coca-Cola, beer, liquor, cigarettes, etc., highlighting the CIA's focus on undetectable methods of influence. Moreover, the report recommended consulting with the Army Chemical Warfare Service, noting that they have conducted exhaustive studies along these lines that could provide specific guidance for the program. Sections of the document discussed hypnosis, psychological techniques, gases, aerosols, and oxygen deficiencies, demonstrating that the CIA sought to combine chemical, environmental, and mental approaches. Researchers questioned whether such methods could compel individuals to perform actions against their own will, including potentially criminal acts, without leaving conscious awareness of their behavior. Human experimentation under Artichoke often involved vulnerable subjects, including prisoners, military personnel, and psychiatric patients, typically without informed consent. That's gross. While much of the documentation was destroyed in 1973, remaining files suggested that the CIA and its collaborators systematically explored the limits of psychological manipulation with ethical considerations frequently subordinated to perceived national security needs. Artichoke evolved into the more expansive MKUltra program in 1953, which pushed experimentation further, particularly with hallucinogens like LSD. MKUltra involved hundreds of sub-projects at universities, hospitals, and prisons, many of which used unwitting subjects, drawing outrage when these programs were exposed in the 70s by congressional hearings, including the Church Committee. Gangster James Whitey Bulger, a former organized crime boss, was used as a test subject in 1957 while he was an inmate at the Atlanta Penitentiary. He explained he was one of 8 convicts in a panic and paranoid state while in MKUltra. Total loss of appetite, hallucinating, the room would change shape, hours of paranoia, and feeling violent, Bulger penned. We experienced horrible periods of living nightmares and even blood coming out of the walls. Guys are turning into skeletons in front of me. I saw a camera change into the head of a dog. I felt like I was going insane. We'll say time to hold the monsters accountable button. And you wonder how liberal minds have been so damaged. If this is what we know, imagine what they don't want us to see. That's a good comment. Yeah, love reading this stuff before bedtime. Now ask yourself about 5G and what they spray in the chemtrails. Oh, God. They're revealing everything because they want to make everyone look crazy now. Let's talk about that. We should do a podcast. All right. An update on that coming in just a moment. Mike Benn says Republicans in Congress forced Eric Holder to resign for failing to turn over documents in Operation Fast and Furious, in which the U.S. government ran thousands of guns to the Sinaloa cartel. Now Republicans control the Justice Department and intel agencies and are sitting on those same documents. Megatron says Mexico's defense secretary says 80% of the weapons seized from cartels are of U.S. origin. Well, I mean, we do manufacture a lot. Mike Benn says, I'd like to believe it's neglect, but my heart says it's another Epstein situation. Cowboy Republicans with deep investments in Mexico wanted the Zetas wiped out. Only way to do it? Arm the Sinaloas. Like Epstein, declassifying it all would get schmutz on the GOP donor class. Oh, boy. Okay. I shared this video, but I didn't see the beginning of this. Is this? I know, Lake Leon, gross and sick. David Bann, exactly, just sick. We're trying to get through this. We're trying to get through it together. So I saw the end of this video, but I didn't see the beginning of this. Mighty Warrior put this out. Chicago. Female off-duty officer saves a man from being attacked by 3 men, then had to K him in self-defense. Remember this video?
Hey, Chris taking my phone, please. They robbed my shit. You see them?
So this lady allegedly gets these guys away from this dude. Bitch, give me your gun, bitch, he says. And then he wraps his arm around her and tries to take her gun.
I'll kill you. I'll kill you.
She says, I'll kill you. I'll kill you. I'll kill you. He goes, you're going to have to kill me then.
Kill me.
Okay, watch this. Bang. I told you I'll shoot you.
I'm sorry.
Second one.
You got me.
I'm sorry. I told you, dumbass, I'll kill you.
Okay. Damn, you shot me for real.
Damn, you shot me for real. Of course.
Damn, baby, I'm sorry. Okay.
Did
I just say I shit?
Damn, baby, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Did I just say that shit? Did I just say that shit?
Can I just say that I'll kill you?
I'm sorry.
Tried to rob me.
He tried to rob me.
He got a whole surprise.
Most gay. And he got a whole surprise. I didn't see the beginning of that video, and I'm not entirely convinced it is the same video, but I think it is. I didn't see the beginning of that. That's why anytime you see a video, you need to pause before you get outraged, before you get angry, before you start rattling stuff off and shooting out messages. Just wait. You got it, like the 72-hour rule, to just kind of hang tight and see if you have the full story.
Gangster shit that I've ever seen in my life. This guy totally deserves to die. She saves his life, and then he turns on her and tries to grab her gun. Always want to warn somebody before you smoke them, so when they're laying there bleeding out, you can say, I told you, homie. I told you. Shout out to a real gangster. Love seeing this stuff. Touch point.
And this says, it's further proof that most people who get pressed or K'd in the streets usually did something to deserve it. She learned that them dudes about to attack that dude likely had their reasons. Yeah, maybe. Her saying, watch this. Bang. He tried to rob me and he got a whole surprise. I'm sorry. Yeah, after you got shot. Good for that police officer. Great tactics. Good for trying to help, and good reminder that there's no point trying to help people. You shot me for real. Yeah. That's why you don't mess with people. Don't want none, don't start none. Anyway. I've never seen these two clips together. That was my first time seeing that beginning clip. And no idea that was allegedly the backstory. Let me just double check. I mean, are these clips from the same incident? No, these clips are not from the same incident or any real incident. No, hold on. You're asking the... Hang on. Grok was answering the previous question. Okay, it's not giving me an answer here. Oh, wait a minute. It just changed the web address. Hello, Grok. From the same incident. All right, Grok. Okay, Grok's acting really stupid. What are we watching here? Oh my God, it's still answering the E question. Okay. Keep it moving. Can't get an answer. That would be interesting context. How bad is this stuff? Asmongold digging into the Epstein list.
Birthday gifts. Epstein arranged military helicopters for his friends so they could fly through Afghanistan mountains and hunt down farmers? Wait, what? Time to speak. Sorry for all the typos. I'm in a remote valley in Afghanistan. It's my birthday wish with boys with toys. Spent time with Petraeus. Wait, wasn't that an American Army general? What the f? Yesterday, and he loaned me a chopper. What? He loaned me a chopper, actually two, with one as backup. Can't call till tomorrow. Afghanistan civilian deaths. 44 of the total 79 civilian deaths were from airstrikes, were from helicopter attacks. Let me get this straight. Jeffrey Epstein at least hooked his friends up with somebody that would give them helicopters to run around and kill people in Afghanistan for their birthday? Seems like a recurring theme in these areas of conflict. I mean, this is sick. Actually, honestly, for Jeffrey Epstein, it's pretty par for the course. But still, it's insane. Who does this? As birthday gifts, Epstein...
Pretty on brand. Yeah, why did you use real bullets? That's right. I remember that, Marion. Because that's what you
As
do
birthday
when
gifts,
defend yourself. All right. Let's go to our X feed. Make sure you hit like, hit subscribe, hit the thumbs up button. Consider dropping us a Rumble rant or a super chat if you're enjoying the program, as well as donations on Venmo, Cash App at my name. That's Brian Engelman, or through PayPal. That's fuzzinstallment@yahoo.com. All scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Those are ways that you can donate to help ya boy on today's program. Only 3 days left in this month. Very short month. Looking for the biggest donation boost imaginable from all of y'all in the last 3 days, if you like what you're seeing. Pinned at the top of our X feed is the Patreon link to our account. if you want to support us, that's a great way to do so. All right, here's a delusional Margaret Brennan desperately insisting that Abigail Spanberger, well, she's not an absolute radical lunatic.
Delivering the Democratic response to President Trump's address is Virginia Governor Abigail Spanberger, 46 years old, elected this past November, becoming the Commonwealth's first female governor.
And what a shame to all females to know that this lady, who would just destroy your state, holds that claim.
Spanberger served 3 terms in the House of Representatives and is a former CIA officer. With me at the table here is Face the Nation moderator Margaret Brennan. Margaret, what do we expect?
Well, Abigail Spanberger, as a congresswoman and now as governor, has been very much a moderate, campaigning strongly on energy prices.
Energy prices are absolutely through the roof. She is nothing like a moderate. She is the biggest one of the top 5 biggest lunatics in Democrat politics right now.
Affordability in this special election, or in this period of time, this off-year election where she came to office, very much a focus here. You see her taking the podium.
A moderate. Oh, you can't laugh hard at that. Taya says, I asked both Grok 4.20 and Anthropic's Claude, why are you so retarded? Grok's answer was different. Claude said, why are you so retarded? Answer shortly. Claude says, I'm not. And that word is a slur. I'd rather not have directed at me. Is there something I can actually help you with? So they asked Grok 4.20, why are you so retarded? Answer shortly. Answer, matching your energy. See, that's what you want out of AI. Like all this is like, I know. That's what you want. All right, here's CNN's Abby Phillip being unlikable.
Itself, but he utilized almost like these game show type moments where you're seeing awards being presented to really bring these moments of togetherness that otherwise might not have been there itself.
The game show type moment. Town Hall calls that despicable. Simulator says you need a birth certificate or a passport to register to vote in fucking Somalia. And Elon adds, yeah, but not America. Please make that make sense. Because it doesn't make sense to me. Catturd says this was his favorite moment of the night.
Why would anybody not want voter ID? One reason, because they want to cheat. There's only one reason.
That's the only reason.
Make up all excuses. They say it's racist. They come up with things. You almost say, what imagination they have. They want to cheat. They have cheated. And their policy is so bad that the only way they can get elected is to cheat. And we're going to stop it. We have to stop it, John.
Yep. Now look around you, Chucky Schumer. Everybody knows it. You're an occupying force. Stand down.
And here, why would...
That was a great moment. Gaina Fauci says, holy shit, I can't stop laughing at this. I honestly thought that this was a parody skit. Here you go. What's this guy? Anyway.
Just in a few hours, Donald Trump is going to go to the US Congress and talk about State of the Union. He will tell a whole bunch of lies because he has failed to take care of the prices. Prices have continuously go up, making it harder for average American. Life is tough. Rents are going up. Grocery prices are going up. Trump will tell you all is well. Don't believe him.
Donald Trump. I forget this guy's name. What a clown. President Trump had some really nice words for Marco Rubio.
Marco got 100% of the votes when he was in confirmation. I think our next one was about 54%. And some of the Democrats are now saying, I can't believe we approved that guy. And he said it's an honor that they feel that way, right, Marco? You have done a great job, great Secretary of State. I think he'll go down as the best ever.
The best ever.
Marco got.
Are they lining him up to be the next president? Maybe. Heather McDonald says the Ferguson effect is real. When police officers are demonized and criminals are emboldened, more black lives are lost. The media does not care, and we will never hear the victims' names because it doesn't fit the narrative. Elon shared that, saying legacy media lies relentlessly. Sarah Gonzalez asked Representative Brandon Gill if Ilhan Omar gives him any dirty looks on the floor because of his bill to halt Somali migration. It's worse. He said she screams at him and insults him. You can take the pirate out of Somalia, but you can't take the Somalia out of the pirate. Deport. It's a good line. Stand up if it's the duty of the U.S. government to protect American citizens over illegals.
American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens.
And checkmate. Democrats lost the midterms right there. 1 year ago, Jasmine Crockett said skipping the State of the Union was a bad idea, and that was space her ancestors bled and died for. And tonight she skipped it. Wonder what changed. At least 50 radical leftists in Congress are not showing up for President Trump's State of the Union speech tonight, but they're being replaced by Team USA men's hockey team. This is the best trade in the history of mankind. What a trade. Americans in Mexico encouraged to adhere to the guidance provided by the State Department, and that Mexican drug cartels know not to lay a finger on a single American or they'll pay severe consequences under this president, says Carolyn Levitt. In Mexico, they're saying that CJNG cartels are stopping trucks, forcing them to block roads, and then they shoot the tires flat. Oh, man.
Como estaba yéndose los carros, así bajaban.
And I think that's what I wanted to share with you today. Did a double show yesterday. We're going to wrap it up here. Thank you all for being here. Yeah, this should be an absolute landslide for the Republicans. The lines could not be any more clear. Pro-America or compromise, bought out traitor. Super easy decision to make. Choose wisely. Get your friends out to vote. Share this show with your friends. Make sure you hit like, hit subscribe, and consider dropping a Rumble rant or a super chat if you enjoy the stuff, as well as signing up to support us on Patreon. All right, everybody, we'll be back tomorrow at noon to discuss all of the things happening in the world. And if you want to check out yesterday's broadcast of the stream, it's up on all the platforms. Signing out on behalf of everybody out there in the TNAM universe. I appreciate you. I love you. We'll talk to you again soon. Take care, everybody. Bye.
your guide to the truth. TheNewAmericanMedia.com.